Worldmax is a company known for making high-quality Plants vs. Zombies plushes that are officially made. But all their other Plants vs. Zombies sets up to this point were based off of the first game, but today we're going to be looking at the first set that I made based off of the second game. So with that said, welcome to a look at the Plants vs. Zombies Worldmax set free plush set. The first plush in this set is the Bloomerang. Now this is probably one of the best Bloomerang plushes. It has all the nice details and has a nice unique leaf base on the bottom of it. The body of the Bloomerang comes in a lime green color when the leaves come in the dark green color. The top of the plush is in a light blue color and the Bloomerangs are really well made. They're made out of a soft plush material with yellow rings around them, which are also the same plush material. The face on this plush is also quite accurate. Overall, Worldmax did a really good job making this plush. One thing that I don't like about this plush though is that its size. This plush is actually pretty big, being 12 inches tall, so it's a lot bigger than any other plants. And they never made any smaller sizes like they did with the pea shooter in the first set. I think the plush would have looked better in a smaller size, but that's only one bad thing about this plush, and this plush is pretty good overall. I would recommend looking on eBay or Zanu for this plush because it's pretty rare. Now let's move on to the next plush in this set, which is the Bonchoi. Now this Bonchoi plush is probably the best Bonchoi plush ever made by any company. It's just really well detailed. The leaves on the top of the head go over each other and kind of just round each other well, which just overall looks nice. The body is the correct color and is really well shaped. A cool thing about this plush is that the arms are also very bendable because they have wires in them. But I would be careful with the arms because the wires could break over time, especially because these plushes are getting pretty old. The face on this plush is also really nicely detailed and well embroidered on. Overall, this is probably the nicest Bonchoi plush made by any company officially and unofficially. I would recommend you look on eBay or Zanu for this plush because once again, like the Bloomerang, it's decently rare. Now let's move on to the final plant plush in this set, being the coconut cannon. Now, just like the Bonchoi, this has to be one of the most detailed coconut cannon plushes to ever be made by any company. This plush has a really accurate shape to it and is probably the shape best out of any coconut cannon plush, being very accurate to the game. It has a brown fuse on the top of it with a yellow spark, which could get bent really easily because the spark is just made out of felt, so I'd be careful with that because it could get bent and damaged. The eyes are nicely embroidered with brown eyebrows above them, giving a nice expression to the coconut cannon. The mouth of the coconut cannon has gray in it and it goes pretty deep into the mouth too. It also has some lighter brown material around it, making it look more detailed. Each of the wheels on the side are just little separate coconuts that have nice embroidery on them that are stitched onto the plush. And on the coconuts they have some lime green leaves that are stitched onto the plush that look really nice. Overall, this is probably the best coconut cannon plush to be made by any company, and it's really rare though. This plush is also heavily bootlegged by a company called Tiz Toy, so I would watch out for the bootlegs that are on eBay. Your best bet of finding this plush is probably on Zanu, but it's quite rare and it'll take a while to show up probably. Now let's move on to the zombies in this set, starting with the raw zombie. The raw zombie has a normal zombie face with a pharaoh hat on it. The hat has orange and yellow stripes on top of them, and the face on the top of the pharaoh hat is actually supposed to be a bird, so that's quite interesting. I actually didn't know that till researching on this plush. It has a necklace around its neck that has a nice sun logo on it. And on the legs of this plush they have bandages that are made out of felt, and one bad thing about this plush is that a lot of the details on this plush are made out of felt, so this plush could get easily damaged. So yeah, I wish Worldmax made it out of a different material other than felt because this plush could get easily damaged, but yeah, that's the only really bad thing about this plush. Now, there are actually multiple variants of this plush, having one with golden teeth and having one with silver-like shoes. The golden teeth version is pretty rare from what I've seen. I've barely seen any images of it, but the silver shoe variant is basically impossible to find. I was only able to find one picture of it. So yeah, if you want this plush in any of the variants, I recommend looking on eBay or Zanu, but the golden teeth and especially the silver shoe variants are extremely rare. Now let's move on to the next plush in this set, which is the pirate zombie. The pirate zombie almost has a normal zombie face, except that it has some golden teeth and some white teeth instead of just all white teeth, and also has a felt earring on it. It also has a red hat on it with purple ironed on stripes. Around his neck he has a scarf which is white and red. And then he has just the normal clothes that the pirate zombie has in the game. Also around his wrist he has these nice shiny felt things that look like gold. And also the yellow squares on his boots are also iron-on so they could get chipped easily. Overall, this plush is pretty good and it doesn't have any variants like the raw zombie. This plush has a lot of good details in it. I really like how much detail that Worldmax put into these plushes. I recommend looking on eBay or Zanu for this plush because once again it's decently rare. Now let's move on to the next plush in the set, which is the Washbuckler Zombie. This plush's head is the exact same as the pirate zombie head. Once again, it has half gold teeth and half white teeth and also has a felt earring on it. He has a great pirate hat on his head that has some iron-on red stains on it. His beard is made out of some soft gray material. I can't really tell you what it is because I don't have the plush, but it looks like some soft material. Once again, like the pirate zombie, he has golden bands around his arms, and the rest of the plush just has the normal clothes that the Washbuckler Zombie has in the game, like the gray and white t-shirt, which looks really nice. The pants also look really nice on this plush and are very nicely detailed with small embroidery on it, which probably took a while for Worldmax to make. It's clear that Worldmax put a lot of work into these zombies in the set with the small embroidery and just little details that you could barely notice on the plushes. I would recommend look on eBay or Zanu for this plush, just like the pirate zombie is quite rare. Now let's move on to the final plush in this whole set, being the Cowboy Zombie. The Cowboy Zombie has the same face as the normal basic zombie with a maroon hat with a dark blue stripe around it. Around his neck he has a red bandana with white polka dots on it. The bandana could get easily damaged though because it's made out of a very delicate material. He has the belt that's made out of felt where it has a nice little star logo on it. And the clothes are quite accurate to the game, all being made out of a nice material with little details on them. Also on the back of his shoes he has these little felt like things that are in the game, but those could get easily damaged though because they are just little felt pieces that could get quite easily damaged with felt. So I'd recommend keeping good care of those because they could get easily damaged. Overall, this is probably the least detailed zombie. Even though it still has a lot of nice details, it still just shows how detailed these zombies are, even though this is the least detailed one. I recommend look on eBay or Zanu for this plush because it's decently rare. Now we actually have a bonus plush to talk about that was a cancelled plush in this set. This plush was the walnut plush, but it was never officially released. The eyes are made out of plastic so they could get damaged really easily, and it's just like a brown circle because that's really all the walnut is. I'm guessing the reason why this walnut plush was cancelled is that all the other plushes in this set were exclusively from the Plants vs. Zombies 2 game, but this one was also from Plants vs. Zombies 1. So Worldmax might have wanted to just keep exclusively Plants vs. Zombies 2 plushes in this set, so they probably cancelled the walnut because that was a Plants vs. Zombies 1 plush as well. But that's just my theory. Comment down below why you think this plush was cancelled, and make sure to like and subscribe and have a great day.